Hey guys, looks like we are live. It is the 21st of October. Holy crap, October is going by so fast. And Success Club, end of month, all of that is fast approaching. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about recruiting. So how to have a major push in your business in terms of recruiting. So how to build your business fast, how to get coaches on your team, how to recruit, how to have a system to get them on your team, and how to just really, be organized about it, because I think we all fail at recruiting because we're not organized enough. We fail at the numbers that we want to bring in because you have to truly be very organized and have a system to make it work. I just, as I'm saying this out loud, I always think of Carly Del Carlo. She has such an awesome system because that's what she had to do, because she's always got people coming to her. So she's got this system, she's super organized, and therefore she signs a ton of coaches. So let's be like Carly, let's be really organized and have a system. That's what I'm going to talk about. Before I get started, I do want to go over team recognition really quick. So I'm going to be reading off my my notebook tonight. So here we go. So top recruiters. We had Erica Donabauer with 3 new coaches, Angela Lopez with 2, Ashley Rodriguez with 2, Bonnie Bohan with 2, Jenna Urich with 2, and Molly Joseph with 2. And total coaches on Team Triceps as of last Thursday. So this was team recognition from October 9th through October 15th. So as of last Thursday when I pulled this report, total coaches for Team Triceps is 1325. So that's awesome, growing really fast. As far as our top coaches, so our PV earners for the week, for the 500 Club, we had Alexa Campbell with 740, Meredith Gersten with 630, Angela Lopez with 560, and Cassie Culver with 555. Congratulations to our 500 Club. For the 800 Club, we had Vanessa Brown with 900 PV. Congratulations, Vanessa. And for the 1000 Club, we had Brittany Powers with 1889 and Carly Del Carlo with 1410. So congrats to you too. So great job, you guys. Keep up that hard work and working towards getting on those recognition posts. I hope that those recognition posts mean something. I put a lot of time into them, and I really feel like I want to recognize those of you that are doing a really good job, and you're investing in yourself and you're investing in your business. So I'm always open to feedback about the recognition post. So if you'd like to share, please reach out to me, and I'd love to hear from you. So one other announcement that I want to touch on is that next Wednesday is the last Wednesday of the month to hit Emerald and to qualify to get leads for November. So in order to get leads for a particular month, you need to be Emerald for 1 week out of the previous month. So if you have not been Emerald yet, and you hit Emerald by next Wednesday, that will mean that you will have been Emerald for 1 week, and you will receive leads in November. If you want to increase those leads and not only get leads from the infomercials, but get Shakeology leads, like get people who are buying Shakeology and earn a commission immediately off of those leads, you get Success Club and you hit Emerald. Okay, so focus on that. Make that your goal by next Wednesday to hit Success Club and get Emerald, to just wrap it up. You do have until the 31st to hit Success Club. You only have until Wednesday to hit Emerald for it to count. Okay? All right, so let's just jump into this, into all of this stuff, I guess, and creating a plan for hitting Emerald, or not hitting Emerald, for recruiting. So this kind of all started with a call that I had with my mentor from corporate, and we were just talking about the fact that I hit 10-star, but when you hit a goal like that, you really need to have backup. So I hit 10-star and I only had 10 personally sponsored diamonds. Well, when you become diamond, sometimes you fall out. You're not as strong as you want to be. And I know all my diamonds want to be there, but it just takes time to build a solid business. So in order to avoid that, in order to avoid falling in and out of rank, it's really nice to have more people, like to have more diamonds. So if you're shooting for 2-star, you should be shooting to get 3 or 4 diamonds on your that are personally sponsored to get you to 2-star. If you're shooting for 5, you should be working to build 7 diamonds. So finding 7 people that want to run right next to you. And I think a lot of you watching are probably newer coaches, and I want to let you know that this is an awesome time to inspire someone to join your team because they can run with you. So you can teach them while you're learning yourself. You're the best trainer when you have just learned it yourself. And I know it's difficult because you haven't shown proof that this works, but you can always share my story. You can share anybody else's story so that to show them that this does in fact work and to show them your belief in this business. But let's get through this. So there's a couple things that we're going to cover. So you want to grab a notebook because we're going to take a lot of notes here. I'm going to cover how to organize your recruiting push. I'm going to cover the activities that you need to be doing. And then I'm going to talk about goals. So how to organize. So number 1, you have to have lists. You have to have a list or several lists or whatever. You need to have lots of lists. So here's how I organize my list. I have a whole list of people, and I do subcategories. So these are all coach prospects. So when I'm talking about recruiting, I'm talking about recruiting to join your team. Recruiting for challengers is something different and a totally different call. Right now, I'm completely talking about recruiting to join your team to become a coach. So we need to organize. We need to have lists, different lists of all coach prospects. So I break my list into previous challengers or current challengers, anybody that's been in a challenge group or a customer of mine, Instagram people that I'm following or that I built a relationship with that I know would make a great coach, people that I have talked to about coaching before, but they never decided to join, people that I never talked to coaching before or really have never been in my challenge groups before. And then also people that I don't really know. I have a lot of people that I send friend requests to that I don't always get a chance to form and get to know. There's a lot of people on my friends list that I've never actually talked to. So I have a list of those people to start conversations with, okay? And then lastly, I have a very specialized group called, it's for my IIN people. So IIN is the health and nutrition school that I went to, the holistic coach school that I went to, and all of the people that I met through that school are coach prospects of mine. And I have them in a very, specific list. So for you, that could be teachers at your school, that could be moms, other moms at your daycare. I mean, whatever. You wanna just find groups, subcategories that work for you, because the subcategories are going to make a huge difference in the scripts that you send to these people. So once you have your list, once you have your different categories and you have your list, and try not to break the categories down too much, maybe 6 or 7 tops for categories. But once you have categories, you want to have a script for every single category. So my script to IIN people is going to be very different than it is to someone who's asked me about coaching before. As is, it's different to challengers of mine versus people who I've never ever talked to before. So I have a script for everything. Okay, so I have a script for message 1, for message 2. So to give you an example of like a script of, let's say someone that I have talked to about coaching before or has inquired about coaching before, I'll send them a note, something like, hey, Stephanie, hope all is doing well. Just wanted to check in with you and wanted to let you know that I'm starting a new Coach Basics class, and it's a 3-week program that helps you learn how to be a coach and gets you started right. It really, sets your business on the right path. Since we've talked about it in the past, I thought maybe you would be interested in hearing more this time around. Maybe the time is right for you now. If it is, and you're interested, let me know and we can talk. We can set up a call. Something like that. Okay, that's not worded perfectly, but along those lines. So, script out something like that, and then that goes to all the people that you've talked to before about coaching. Okay, so it makes it easier for you when you have those scripts, but that's part of getting organized. So getting organized also takes time. So you've got to invest here in time that it's going to take to get your list together, get the scripts together. Okay, once you have number one script for each group, then you need to have a number two script. So if someone comes back and says, yeah, I'm really interested, what is your next step going to be? So if it's someone you've already talked to about coaching, for me personally, I would say, let's schedule a call. I want to get them on the phone. If it's someone that I've never talked to about coaching, or is not really sure what coaching is, I'm going to send them my webinar, and I'm going to say, hey, can you take 30 minutes this week to watch this webinar and let me know when you can watch it. And I'm going to ask them when they're going to watch it, so I can kind of have a time frame of when I can follow up. And if they say, okay, I'll watch it this weekend, then I'm going to follow up on Sunday night with them, or Monday sometime. Okay, so be prepared with a couple different scripts to have when people respond back, so it's easy for you. Okay, because we're going to be talking to a lot of people. Your lists are going to be large. They should be very large. You should have at least 200 people total on all of your lists combined in order to do this. You're reaching out to tons and tons of people. Okay, so have your scripts prepared. Just to give you another example of maybe someone who I'd never talked to before, I'm just going to start by forming them. That's all. I'm going to find some common ground, and I'm going to build a relationship and start forming them. That really doesn't require a script. But maybe it's someone that I've been following on Instagram for a long time, and I've built a relationship by commenting on their stuff and liking their stuff, and they know who I am, I know who they are. Maybe I'm going to send them a message or an email saying how much I adore what they do, and that I think that they would be great on my team. And I would tell them that I mentor people like them who want to have a career in health and fitness, and that this is a great way for them to be the CEO of their own business. So, but you can only do that with Instagram people if you've built a relationship, and those take time. So if you're not currently building relationships with people on Instagram, do not take that approach. You have to be building relationships with people. You have to have an ongoing, trust going on with them. Because if you just reach out to someone on Instagram randomly, it's going to be spam. Don't spam people. That's not what we do, right? Nobody likes to be spammed. We don't like to be spammed, so don't do it to other people. So take the time. If you're not investing in Instagram now, take the time to start doing that now, so in a couple months, you can start sending messages like that. But you have to build that relationship first. Another example, like for challengers, I would say, hey, Carrie, it's been so long since we talked. Since you're in my challenge group, how have you been? How are your workouts going? Tell me about how you are. So I send them like a catch-up email. And then after they kind of give me some stuff and we kind of go back and forth, I'm going to say, hey, when you were in my challenge group, you did some really great things, and you were a leader, and I really appreciated what you added to the group. Since then, have you ever thought about joining my team and being a coach? Have you ever considered it? Okay, so that would be like script 1 and script 2. Okay, there's going to be stuff in the middle, but that's really going to be very geared towards that person, so you can't really script that out. But you can have those 2 scripts there ready for those kind of people. Okay, so I hope that helps kind of get some of the creative juices flowing. This is just me just talking out loud, just from memory of scripts that I have. Okay. Third thing you want to do in order to get organized is you have to clear your calendar. You have to say, okay, I am going to be on a recruiting push. I am going to be sending out, and we're going to talk about goals, but you have to clear your calendar. You have to let people know that you're going to be busy working your business. You have to let your team know that there's only going to be certain times of the day where you're going to check in with them. Okay. You have to let people know that you are on a focused journey. So you have to clear your calendar and let people know. Okay, so the second thing today is we're going to talk about activities. So what activities do you need to be doing every single day while you're pushing for your recruiting goal? So of course you want to invite. So invite is huge, right? You have to be inviting people, and you're either inviting them to consider being a coach, to listen to a webinar that I did or your Upline Diamond did, to join a sneak peek week that I'm hosting, which I'm hosting one on Monday, or maybe you have an Upline Diamond who's hosting. And you want to invite them to just, to reconsider the opportunity if they've already considered it in the past. So you're always inviting. Number 2 of activities is having new conversations. So starting those new conversations with people you've never talked to. You need to be liking and commenting on pictures to continue to build trust in relationships with people, whether that's on Facebook or Instagram. You need to always be adding new potential people to your network that are potential coaches. So not just randomly adding people, but adding people that you really think are going to make great coaches. So putting on your recruiting hat and saying who's going to make a great coach. Seeking those people out on Instagram is a lot easier than seeking them out on Facebook. But remember, you have to build that relationship first. And then lastly, a really key activity that I think a lot of you are missing is posting about coaching. So you posting about coaching as in why you love it, why you do it, what about the community makes you thrive, what about this makes you want to do more, what about this drives you forward, what about it do you love the most, sharing success stories of other coaches, talking about the lifestyle that coaching can bring, talking about how it's helping you and your family financially. Okay, so you've got to post more about coaching, what it means to you, and then sharing that it can do the same for somebody else. Okay, so you've got to share that. You've got to be talking about that all the time. If you're never talking about that, people don't know. I'm sure a lot of you listened to the National Coach Call on Monday with Melanie Mitro, and she went over how to overcome objections. And one of the things that she said was she really set it up, formed it up by always posting on Facebook and kind of setting the tone when she reached out to people. People knew what to expect. And if people didn't know what she was up to, they'd go to her profile page and see that it was all there, and they could really check in and see what she's doing, right? Same goes with coaching. If you're inviting someone to your team, but you've never ever talked about it on social media, how do you expect them to ever have considered it? Of course they're not going to have considered it. So you need to be posting on social media about joining your team, about coaching, what it means to you, and how it can help someone. Whatever it is, it's just like telling stories about fitness, about Shakeology, about this, about that. Telling stories about why coaching appeals to you and why you do it. So always talking about that, sharing your story with that. Okay, that's a huge activity that you need to be doing if you're going to be recruiting. Okay, and then now let's talk about goals. So what are your goals for this recruiting push? So let's just take a step back and let's see where we're at in the year. So, this call is recorded, so you may be listening to this call, in 2015, way down the line, right? Which is fine. But right now, in this moment, for those of you watching right now, we are approaching the end of October in 2014, and we have 2 months to really build our teams and prepare them for the New Year's rush. And I know I've talked a little bit about this, but at New Year's is when people say yes. 80% of people that have said no to you all year are going to say yes at New Year's. So why not build your team and equip them with all the tools necessary so they can go out and help tons of people that are going to say yes. And that's just only going to build your team bigger. It's going to build your team volume, build your residual income. It's going to help you reap the benefits of all of the seeds you've been sowing all year. Don't waste this opportunity to get new coaches on board and get them excited and get them equipped with the tools that they need, right? This is your golden opportunity to recruit right now in this moment for the next 2 months. So I'm going to be talking about goals for the next 2 months because that's how I'm basing mine off of. Okay, so I want you to make a goal for how many coaches you want to add to your team until the end of the year. And I want your goal to be high. I want your goal to be something that you never ever think that you can do, because you're going to see that goal every single day. I'm going to make you post it somewhere, wherever you're going to see it every day, and you're going to start believing it. I will hit this many coaches. I will sign this many coaches. For me personally, my goal is 40 coaches. I signed a coach last night, so 39. I got 39 left. That's a lot of coaches. That's a huge goal for me, you guys. I signed the most coaches I've ever signed in a month is 12. This is like going way above and beyond what I've ever done. But why not push? Why are we not pushing more? It's like one of those things like, if only every day was like the launch of the 21-day fix. It's like one of those things. If only every day we just pushed our hardest and went the extra step. Speaking of that, that's this book that I'm going to start reading here in a couple weeks, The Slight Edge. That's what they talk about in this book is why aren't you taking that extra step, going the extra mile to build just a little bit more. It's like the compound effect, just doing a little bit more. So really push here, really push on your goals. Make a big goal that doesn't seem doable, because the more you see that goal, the more that you see that you're getting closer and closer to that goal, the more you're going to believe that that happens. And when you start believing that it happens, it will happen. Okay, so let's see what else we have. I just dropped my notebook. Okay, so what else? We have, so once you say, I'm going to get 20 coaches by the end of the year. Okay, once you make that goal, once you make that big goal, I want you to say, what am I going to do monthly? What am I going to do for the rest of October? What am I going to do for November? And what am I going to do for December? Keeping in mind that November there's Thanksgiving and in December there's Christmas. So how are you going to work around that? Because you're going to be with family a lot. Are you going to use family in your plan where you're going to recruit your family, or are you going to get all of your recruiting done before you're with your family? So make sure you're planning for that. Once you have your monthly goal set, I want you to break it down week by week, very specifically week by week. So closing out this week, how many coaches do you want to get between now and Sunday? And then the following week, how many coaches do you want to get? You need to really be strategic about your goals, and you need to see that, and you need to feel what it feels like to achieve those goals and check them off. Now, you're not going to hit all your goals, and that's okay. I feel like when you don't hit your goals, for me, it's like a fire to keep going to hit it the next week. So don't get discouraged if you don't hit your goals. You're setting them high. Okay, so when you set your goal high, like if you set 2 coaches per week and you only get 1 coach per week, that means that you're probably going to have 10 or 15 coaches by the end of the year. That's amazing. If I set my goal for 40 coaches, which I have, and I end up getting 25, I'm going to be pretty excited about that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Remember that. And then you also need to factor in as part of your goal if you're working a spouse's business. So a lot of us are working spouse's businesses to build them either to emerald or to diamond, whatever goal you have for your spouse or a family member. You need to include that in there. So like for myself, I have my first business center, I have my second business center, and then I build Adam's account. So 3 business centers I'm focusing on right now. So out of my 40, I'm going to put 20 on my main business center, my first business center, 15 on my second, and then 5 on Adam's. Okay, so that's the list of priority as it goes through me. So I want you to create that for yourself as well. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that that's really it in terms of organizing. But I want you guys to take time right now after this call. Take 10 minutes and sit down and make your goals. Okay, you don't have to organize and do your list right now, but I want you to take time and make your goals, set your goals, and print it off somewhere on a piece of paper. Put it where you're going to see it every day. Put it in your personal development book so that every time you go to read, you see those goals right there, and you see them every single day. They're in your face. They're right there. You're going to start believing them. Okay, do that tonight. Make a point. And when you do that, take a picture of those goals or post those goals on the team call post that I posted earlier, because I want to see what you guys are doing. I want to cheer you on. I want to know that you're pushing yourselves. And I am going to push you harder. A lot of the people on this call have probably been noticing that I've been stepping up my game in terms of pushing you, because you know why? I'm not your friend first. I'm your coach first. And you told me why this business has to work for you. So I'm not going to take any excuses from you anymore. I'm not. I'm either going to help you work this business, or I'm not going to give you that support anymore. I'm sick of the excuses from a lot of you. Okay? But I'm here. That's what I'm here for, as your coach. Yes, we're friends and I love you all dearly, but coach first. I'm coach first. And you guys told me how bad you wanted this, that you wanted financial freedom, that you wanted your dream home. So I'm here to help you make that a reality, because that takes hard work and that takes dedication. It also takes accountability. So many times we don't have someone pushing us, and that's when we get complacent. That's when we say, oh, it's fine, I'm okay. But you know what? You need someone to push you. So that's what I'm here for. So tell me your goals. Post them on the team page. I want to know. Tag your upline diamond so they know. If your upline diamond doesn't care, tag me. I care. Promise I care. Okay. So this is your chance. This is your chance. And I know that this message, you're here listening because you want to work this business full time and you want to reach those goals. Okay. So I am here to help you do those. Stop making excuses and start running with this business. You have a golden opportunity in your hand, and this is your time to run with it. Run. This is it. This is your push for the final of 2014. Push so that 2015 starts off so amazing. You want 2015 to start off amazing. I want you all to reap the benefits of the New Year's rush. So make it happen. Make some big, hairy goals that you're scared to even post. But I want to see them. I want to see those scary, scary goals. If you're not scared of them, then they're not big enough. So dream big, make some big goals for the next 70 days, and post about it. Tell me about it. Tag me. Have an awesome night, you guys. Thank you for being on. Thank you for letting me get into this and be passionate. And hopefully this system gives you something to sink your teeth into to make your recruiting push a success to the end of the year. Have an awesome night, you guys. We will see you very soon. Love you all. Goodbye.